Go live, cool.
All right, we back with installment 10 on Shrewd News, y'all, where we give you content where we break it down and give you another analytical view, right?
Yeah, I like the way you laid that out pretty clearly, Bob. Damn right. Damn right. Uh, there's some things to talk about. It seemed like this the Kevin Samuels week. We definitely got to talk about the new Kevin Samuels
Hey man, he
development.
did it. Listen, to me, he did it big enough, man, that we could talk about Kevin for the next week, man. In
Yeah,
my opinion.
he left some big shoes to fill, and so we gonna keep his name alive for now. You know what I'm saying? It's
So,
great content. That's what people want to hear about.
yeah.
Also, we're gonna talk about 7 myths about abortion. I think
Mm.
that's a good thing to get into because there's a lot
Right
of
after
talk
Kevin
about it.
Samuels.
Yeah, man, a lot of people, we had a really good, healthy discussion about it. We had different views, but I think we were able to hear each other out. I think we learned some things. I want to have another like productive conversation like that regarding the issue.
Makes sense. We could
But
do it.
before we get into everything, I gotta ask you, man. Yesterday was Mother's Day. How was it for you?
Oh man, it was beautiful, man. Was able to chill with grandma and mom.
Yeah,
Got them their little gifts. They was so happy,
yeah.
see,
I seen your mom was real happy. She said something on Facebook about how thankful she was. She said something like if she would have known she was gonna love you and your sister this much, like she would have had two more or something.
dang, that's crazy. I ain't even checked that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's good making our parents feel, good. I be seeing your mom always talking about you on Facebook. So
Yeah, definitely,
good.
definitely. Me and mom's had a good time. I actually took her to one of my favorite vegan spots on the beach, So Be Vegan. We went there.
Oh,
Yeah, she tried it for her first time, loved it. Said it was the best Philly cheesesteak ever. Even the cheese she liked. And it's hard to find good vegan cheese.
yeah.
And after that, we were right next to the beach. I got to wear some beach shoes that I have from Kenneth Cole for the first time. They cold. They like the church version of the Crocs. Like
Wow.
and they fit on my feet. And they're the same color as my skin, so they're barefoot. But we took pictures and videos. We had a good time.
Wow. Nice. Nice. Sound like y'all had a ball, man.
Definitely. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? But enough about us, man. Let's give the people some news that they can use. Now,
Like that. I
yeah,
like
yeah. I
that.
think I think it's relevant to talk about Kev because he's real influential for one. Whether you hate him or love him, you have to admit that. And even if you don't agree with some of his views, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about him and comb through him, scrutinize him.
Yeah, I mean, he
You
left
know,
an impact. He
yeah,
left an impact
if
on
they can't
YouTube.
withstand scrutiny, let's get rid of him.
Yeah.
But if he was making sense on some stuff, let's kind of appreciate that. But really, what I wanted to bring up today is the news that just emerged maybe like a few hours ago. There's a 911 recording that was released. Are you up to speed on that?
Now, yeah, I never heard the 911 call released, but I think by me listening to the 911 call, I can get a better idea of what happened and what's going on. And
Definitely, definitely. I wrote down a little bit of notes about the girl that discovered his body that's on the 911 call, but we'll go into that next. I'm gonna go ahead and cue up the video without further ado.
okay.
That way, um, we're gonna talk about some reactions to missing or losing Kevin too.
Okay.
Oh my God, fucking hell, it's Kevin Samuels. You don't know if it's a house or apartment? Oh, it's an apartment. Okay, what's the apartment number? I know. I just need to give him CPR. Just please. Just ask the You need an ambulance? Yes. Okay. Are you listening? Hold on, ma'am. I have to connect you with the ambulance. It's Kevin fucking Samuels. I understand, but I have to connect you with the ambulance. Are you okay?
EMS was the average of your emergency. Is he awake?
No, he has an irregular rhythm. I can feel it. He's breathing in and out, but he has an irregular rhythm. It's probably his heart. So he's gonna get here with the fucking. Stop it. Come on, Kelly, you got it. Oh, come on, just try to breathe. Come on, you got it. Come on, think about your mom. Think about your daughter. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
Come on.
2,
There's
3,
I need to call the front desk to get an AED. He's not gonna make it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's not gonna make
I mean,
it.
I would disconnect, so something can happen while I was disconnect now.
Yeah, but I'm saying I need an AED. I need, if they have one downstairs, I need to get them up here now.
Are you able
So,
to get the neighbor, ma'am, real
Oh,
quick?
yeah,
and
up
to
with
help you?
either I hang up with you or you call them in the front desk and give me a fucking AED right here now. He's turning blue. I cannot wait any longer.
Jeez. That was
You see
kind of
this
tough
app
to
right
listen
here?
to.
It's called Audible. Using just this little.
So the question is, Cap, what I want to ask you is, do you hear any foul play?
Did I hear anything that sounded suspicious there?
Yeah.
Nah, not off the first time listening. I heard somebody that sounded really concerned. I heard that she said he has an irregular rhythm, which leads me to believe that she might have some training in the medical field. They said that this young lady is a nurse. So, see, she seemed concerned. I heard her, cheering him on, saying, think about your daughter and this. And she was speaking with urgency. So, nothing. She seemed like she was reacting the way somebody would react if they were in that situation. Did anything about it seem crazy to you?
No, it actually didn't seem crazy, but it did seem a little scripted. I mean, if you ask me, it did seem a little, it was very clear. It was like she covered the corners. You know what I mean? It was like she hit the family. She she called and said, he's turning blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like she hit everything. Like she's a professional. Like she does this, like that's what it sounds like. It sounds like, this is a day at the job for her,
I got that too. Honestly, I think there's a lot of worse people that he could have ended up going through an ordeal like this with. I think that she was quick to act from what I'm hearing,
I mean, that's a good way to look at it too, but it's another way to look at it is, she's experienced around these kind of situations too, so I mean, you could take that.
When you say it like that, what I mean, are you alluding to something? I don't know. I'm just trying to.
I'm not alluding to that. I'm just saying she seemed very seasoned. She seemed seasoned. Like,
yeah. I'm gonna say that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but yeah.
Okay.
Unless it was some foul play,
What'd you say about foul play?
I said unless it was some foul play, then
Why are you even putting that in the atmosphere? Now I've been hearing YouTube influencers raise these kind of questions. I
just gotta raise the question. I'm not, I have to ask the question. We have to admit, I mean, when you seen the picture of Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, you had to think and look at the situation and say, how could, if this was, to go that route. But it looked good, but I have to ask the question, man. It's just the people want to know, Kevin's a big dude,
Yeah, I think the police are going to do their job. I think they're going to investigate, but I just think that if we're going to make, or if we're even going to ask questions like that, we need to have some kind of evidence with that.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
We have to have something. That's how I feel, because they were out here suing people. You see what Tasha K just got hit for what that was, 4 M's?
Yeah.
That Cardi B sued her for. People is out here getting sued left and right. I'm a longtime supporter of Star. And he always tells a story about how he was talking crazy about Sean Wayans at one point and how Sean sued him.
No.
Yeah, for saying stuff about, just speaking about his sexuality, because we know that Sean has played characters. That was like his thing back in the day. So
Yeah.
I guess Star said the wrong thing, and dude, hey, cease and desist. Matter of fact, reckless endangerment of the truth. Like, matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need bread now. So that could happen. So you gotta be careful about just
jumping out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
you.
Don't jump out the window unless you got something, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that reported that, some evidence that came out. Cause look, we not even making no money from the YouTube yet. Let's not get sued. Let's not get sued.
Yeah,
and a lot of people think that just because you don't got no money, it means that you can't get sued. We know that's not true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But some details did come out about the young lady. There's a statement now. I'll preface this by saying the source is a little shaky right now. You know what I'm saying? Hot New Hip Hop is the one saying that this is the girl. We've seen a lot of reports that weren't exactly 100 pop up about this. But
are we gonna be able to see her? Are we gonna be able to see her? You gonna pull her up? No.
I don't really have a confirmed picture of her yet. I don't even know if that one, because there's a picture of a thick girl, then there's a picture of a slimmer girl too. So I don't know. But this is what they're saying.
Kevin writing.
It's crazy how complete strangers try to hurt your character. Believe it or not, there's still good-hearted people in this cruel world. Unbelievable to think I have to clear my name for doing the right thing. Let me find a lawyer and make these people take all this mess down. I'm a humble, 6-figure woman from the Midwest. No need for a one-night stand. My family and close friends know I'm a good person. People are evil, but sending you love.
Oh, so it wasn't a one-night stand.
That's what she's claiming, We don't know. There's been, what I'm saying is right now there's conflicting reports, because she's saying that she don't need a one-night stand. I don't know if that's actually denying that it was a one-night stand, but I did see a story in the Atlanta Black Star where they might even gave some more details. But I don't know. I don't even know if there's too much there to even really speak on, Like until we get a motive as to why she would have did this, or we found something that she put in this drink, or the toxicology report. Huh?
I mean, it's sad, but people just asking these questions and just damn, it's messed up. Be in that situation. She probably didn't have anything to do with that, but
it certainly is bad to be in that situation. I mean,
when you get caught up around a man that's big like that, and that ain't your
Look, it could happen.
It could happen to anybody. You get what I mean? So, but I'm saying it's a different picture. I mean, even if he was been married, they would have been looking at it and asking the same questions, man. It's sad. It's the kind of world you live in right now,
It's sad, but I mean, it depends on your perspective, because he had a good run. I would want to be here, up until my 70s or something like that, but he still had a good run. He was having it his way. He went out in the company of a good friend. She referred to him as a good friend. I saw in another article, and what else can you say? Not me and you, Bob. Neither one of us are going to make it out of here alive. At some point, we're going to have to hang it up. You know what I'm saying? So
he went out good though. He went out real good.
I was listening to what Charleston was saying again, from the last episode.
Yeah.
He was making a little bit of sense. There's people getting people tatted on him that's been accused of way worse things than Kev. Is all I'm trying to say. We've had some figures that are imperfect in different ways, but people honor them and lift them up. I don't have a problem with anybody expressing their opinions about Kev, good or bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely got some more feedback from ladies on my timeline about Kevin today too, though.
What they saying?
Uh, their stuff, man. They're just not. Put it this way: it seems like guys are way bigger fans of Kevin than women.
It seemed like when he was
Whatever.
here, it was his fans was the women.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I guess we'll follow this as the story develops. But I don't want to. I don't want to Kevin Samuels the people to death. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I guess we'll move on. I wanted to also update on that Dave Chappelle story.
Oh, the man running up. Yeah, the man running
Yeah.
up on him at the.
We learned that the LAPD is not going to pursue those felony charges. Now we got a little bit more context as to why.
They beat him up bad, right? That's why.
Well, rather than felony charges, they're saying that he's going to get misdemeanor charges. So, according to Rolling Stones, they're saying that he's going to get battery, possession, a deadly weapon with intent to assault, unlawfully crossing from a spectator area onto a stage at a theatrical event, and interfering with or delaying such an event with unlawful conduct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hitting him with something.
Seemed like Will Smith should have caught that. I mean, the more that we learn about how this should have worked, it is really eye-opening about the Oscars thing. In light of the news, though, Dave Chappelle has released a statement. Bob, tell me if this is snitching or not. You know what I'm saying? He said through his attorney, he wants the judge to reconsider and correct this mistake and charge this as a felony. What do you think?
Is it snitching on the guy? I mean, Dave Chappelle is he's a citizen. He wasn't in commits of a crime, and he not, wasn't doing anything.
So he's a civilian. The rules don't apply to him. These are the things that I hear. But shouldn't he have kept it G? Shouldn't he have not told the police? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. They caught him. He got arrested. Now that they don't want to charge him with a felony, right? He's pushing the issue and saying, no, I want this guy charged with a felony. Is he doing too much? Is he breaking the code?
No, I think he has a stance towards, like, he had a thing towards trans, and he just want to, like, rub it all the way in, or, because I think he said this is a trans guy on the.
So you think Dave is pushing the felony charges as like to deliver a blow to the trans community?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. Well, the reason why the judge said that they declined to press felony charges, or is that a DA? I don't know, man. I don't even think that's important, but they said after a slow motion review of the video footage, that led them to conclude that he wasn't wielding the weapon when he rushed the stage. They say he was only reaching for it after, and it had been knocked out of his waistband backstage. So because of that, it failed to meet that felony criteria. You think that will work with us though? Like if I had a pistol,
they wouldn't even look at it.
I didn't actually deploy it yet. You know what I'm saying? But I came there with the smoke, like. But, I don't want to go back too much. I think we brought that up on the last episode, but that's the reason why. We know that it was a replica gun or a gun shell, as I heard them refer to it in another article. It's a replica gun, and it has a knife in it if it's used properly, but it wasn't deployed at the time. So he's getting a pass because of all of that,
They put the beaks on that boy too, though.
Yeah. So, well, I guess Dave is going to push the issue. We're going to see how much influence he has.
Not much.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He's pretty famous, man. Remember they was going to build a low income housing in his community, and he showed up at City Hall and stopped the people from doing it, and he said he wasn't bluffing, and he ended up getting his way. So Dave Chappelle, to me, has shown that he has,
He gets stuff done.
he's a guy who will push the issue. I'll put it that way.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's going to get what he wants. But, I'm not a lawyer either. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they didn't pursue those charges because they didn't think that they could make them stick.
Yeah.
Usually a prosecutor, they might be more, so I'll leave that to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
the
seven myth of abortion.
I wanted to get into that. It's good to get into the discussion about abortion right now because, as we spoke on before, there was a leak of the Supreme Court's draft opinion. It looks like they're gonna gut years and years of precedent that's been set since 1973 and take away a woman's right to choose. And a lot of people have a hardline opinion about this issue, but I think that if we re-examine some of our beliefs about abortion, we might find that they're not built on a solid foundation. You're a guy who was on the other side of the fence. I agree with abortion. You said that if you had to make a choice, you would vote against it. So I want to ask that you keep an open mind.
Yeah.
And see if any of these myths that we'll find out, or maybe some of the reasons that you were holding on to hold your position, and maybe it might be a compelling enough case to make you change your mind.
Huh? Let's see. Yeah, so this will be interesting.
Also, well, let's just go ahead and get into it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again with you. I'm getting quicker at this.
Okay.
I remember before, man, I didn't even know how to make a YouTube video. Now I'm over here sharing the screen. I'm queuing shit up. You see me over here, right?
Yeah. Getting better and better, like fine wine, man.
Oh man. All right. Our source for this discussion is NPR. They have an article called 7 Persistent Claims About Abortion, Fact Check. Now, I know a lot of people who have opinions about abortion, they're not going to let things like facts, logic, and reason get in the way of what they want to believe. They're going to put their feelings before the facts. But today, we're going to put the facts before our feelings. Is it okay if we do that, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's start with this one. There is big support for ending Roe in America. They're saying that that's untrue. So you would think a lot of people don't agree with abortion, but they say 6 in 10 U.S. adults, which is 61%, say that abortion should be legal in all cases.
It's a big percentage.
That's according to Pew Research. Pew Research is pretty reliable. And 37% of Americans want abortion illegal in all or most cases. So you're in the minority, Bob. Second claim. After Roe, abortion skyrocketed. I've heard that before. People, there's a lot of Planned Parenthood conspiracies. I'm sure there's some truth to some of them. But a claim that I have heard is that abortion skyrocketed once they made it legal. So let's see if that's true. While the rate of abortions increased significantly in the decade after Roe v. Wade, it has since decreased to below the 1973 level. So I guess that one was partly true. They say once abortions were illegal, it did jump up because everybody was like, we could get one now. But now, we got lower abortions than we had back in 1973. So said the peak was in the early 1980s, according to the Guttmacher Institute, a reproductive health research organization that supports abortion rights. Interesting.
My thing is this. This is something that I would really that's curious to me.
Okay.
Why would when it comes to this surgical procedure, it's so much cheaper than any other surgical procedure? That's just something that was. I guess
Is
to
it
make it
cheaper
more.
than any other surgical procedure?
I mean, I guess to make it more affordable. I mean, that's just.
I mean, I don't know. I think we could find the answer to that question, but first we would have to have an idea of what are the prices of surgical procedures.
Yeah, they're high.
Yeah, but we'll probably
Go ahead.
let's go through all of these
Yeah, let's
before
go
we
through all
raise
of
some
these.
questions. They might answer one of your questions in one of these. So, another claim that they're saying abortion is dangerous. That's the claim, and the answer to that one is pregnancy and childbirth are far more dangerous than getting an abortion, according to data from the CDC. That was one of your concerns yesterday, right?
What?
How safe this procedure is. You said something about like if it requires somebody to get cut, you said you feel a way about it because you want the mothers to be safe, correct?
Yeah, but I wouldn't compare it to the pregnancy. Do you get what I mean?
I'm saying that they did. I'm saying that they did compared to the pregnancy, and they're saying pregnancy and childbirth are far more dangerous than getting an abortion, according to the data from the CDC.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it not being unsafe for anybody.
Depending on what country you in, you know.
Well, we're talking from the standpoint of America right now.
Okay.
Damn, you got some possibilities overseas or something like that?
No.
The next claim is the only people getting abortions are straight cisgender women. And that's not true. About 500 transgender or non-binary people had abortions in 2017, according to the Guttmacher Institute survey. I might not be saying that correct, but whoa.
The Guttmacher.
Republicans ain't gonna like that, man. They don't even want to hear about transgender people getting pregnant.
No, Dave Chappelle will have a ball with that one.
I don't think Dave Chappelle really has a problem with transgender people.
No, I'm saying he'll make good light of it.
Yeah, he might make a joke about it. We got to watch his new stand-up special.
For real.
It's already started off with the bang with the attack and everything. So, but 500 transgender and non-binary people had abortions in 2017. Why does that word choke me up? Non-binary.
So that means they're saying it's more transgenders that's getting abortions?
Well, there's not just women. We always talk about the issue where this is just an issue that's affecting women. Well, I guess it's an issue that's affecting men. Why are you laughing, man? What's funny?
Because this is just hard for me to believe, you know what I mean?
Well, look, Bob, if somebody's transgender, right? That means that they were a biological woman and now they're legally considered a man. Right? Or society, you know, we're using pronouns like him and her or whatever. We've seen that happen. I've actually seen that happen with some people that went to my high school.
But I'm saying they switch to a man and then get pregnant?
If they want to, Bob.
Okay, I'm just saying, wow, I didn't know that was a big number of people that did that.
Hey, man, the numbers are right here, man. According to the
Right.
Institute in 2017, an estimated 462 to 530 transgender or non-binary individuals in the U.S. had abortions. That same year, the CDC said that 609,095 total abortions were carried out in the country.
So
The
maybe they
Abortion Out
like,
Loud campaign has collected stories from thousands of people who have had an abortion. Included are stories from trans and non-binary people who have had an abortion. If we click on this, we could even go deeper into their story, but I'll save that for another show if you want to do a deep dive on it.
yeah, I mean, that's just very interesting to me.
Very interesting what is happening out here. So
That's some real wild stuff.
the next claim is people are getting abortions late in pregnancy. That's a big one. Like I had a discussion with a young lady today, and her problem was not abortions altogether, but she just felt like they shouldn't be taking place after 6 weeks. Or I think another figure that she threw out there was, oh, I think they should have abortions, no later than 12 weeks because, the baby is developing at that time. And I said, says who? And she's like, science and facts. And I'm like, well, I have some information here that says that the age of viability is around 24 weeks. And I gave her some links and everything. And she's like, oh, you can't trust Wikipedia. And I said, well, okay, I understand Wikipedia might not be 100%, but go to Wikipedia, then look at the references on Wikipedia and go through those one by one and see if you can find a consensus of scientists and what they think. So I told her that I was combing through the references and it looks like it's buttoned up pretty good. 24 weeks is the age of viability. So I say all that to say this. In my personal experience, I've heard that objection from people.
24 weeks? What is that? 2 months?
What, 24 weeks? That sounds like about 6 months.
For real?
Yeah, I mean, there's about 4 weeks in a month, right?
Yeah.
6, 4,
6 months.
24. Yeah. So that said when the baby reached the age of viability. And just to finish the fact checking of the claim, over 90% of abortions happen in the first trimester. So that's by 13 weeks. They have a graph here to support it. Are you seeing the screen big enough? I want the audience to be able to see it. Well, I also recommend that people go read the article in its entirety as well. Yeah. Don't take our word from it. I'm a dropout, so y'all should definitely be checking this out yourself. Most abortions in 2019 took place early in gestation, according to the CDC. Nearly 93% of abortions were performed at less than 13 weeks gestation. A lot of times, people who are against abortion, so-called pro-lifers, they'll try to tell you that they're really late abortions and people are killing babies and this, yada, yada, yada. We see that to not be true. The next claim we're going to get into, I'm going to try to move through these pretty fast. Fetuses feel pain early in a pregnancy. Turns out medical researchers agree a fetus is not capable of experiencing pain until the third trimester, somewhere between 29 to 30 weeks. Despite this, 16 states have passed abortion bans based on the notion that fetuses experience pain at around 22 weeks. So obviously, they don't need to go by the science to make laws.
Well, this is one that I'm going to research myself, and I would like to get an answer on. If it's better, does having abortion do anything to the mother mentally after going forward, where any mental treatment would be needed, or how is their state after that mentally? That would be good to.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, and I think it's honorable that you are concerned about the mothers, to begin with, and I think that's a question that's best to be answered by doctors.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sure it's a lot of people who go have an abortion and sleep like a baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look. I had to have a few done. I ain't losing no sleep over it.
Right.
I'll be honest with you.
But I can't say you had a few done. Because that's not giving I don't think that's giving the woman the proper rights. I probably feel that the woman.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean,
Right? I mean, how would you put it? You get
look,
what I mean?
if I'm with my wife or something like that, if she get pregnant, we both pregnant, really.
Got you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm with my lady and she has an abortion and like she going through it by herself, we having an abortion. I'm saying that it's not going to affect me the same way as somebody who has different beliefs. I'll give you an example. I'm looking at this from a scientific point of view.
Right.
If they're telling me that it takes between 29 or 30 weeks for a baby to feel pain, 24 weeks, 22 weeks before it's the age of viability, all of that stuff, I'm gonna go with what the science says. A lot of people will see that as that was my baby, like it had a soul. I did something wrong in the eyes of the Lord or something like that, and that could traumatize somebody.
Yeah.
So I think it has a lot to do with your core beliefs.
Yeah. Because a lot of people probably don't, their family members didn't believe in that, and that they did it and even know what mentally, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, you're right. We get a lot of our beliefs from our parents, from our group that we're in, and a lot of people don't even give this stuff that much thought. So it's good that we're able to comb through these issues and think logically and try our best to be objective, even though we're not experts.
Right.
I dropped out of high school. You went to college, so you probably got a leg up on me on some of this stuff. But I think that we could still be savvy media consumers if we do our due diligence by way of research. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
I think this is helpful that we're going through the facts. We're not just going off of what somebody told us or what we feel.
Yeah. But the biggest thing to me is the mental, how does
that is a good concern. Yeah. That is a good concern to have. I think it's a good question to raise. Mental health is wealth. So I encourage everybody. I mean, even with having kids, honestly, Bob, have you ever heard of postpartum depression?
No.
So there's going to be risk involved with this whole, thing here, whether you have the baby or you don't have the baby. And if somebody needs help, they should have access to it. And, it's good that we're concerned about that. I'll move on to the next claim, though. Claim people who are religious don't get abortions. Turns out more than 60% of abortion patients have religious affiliation.
Not the preacher.
Look, they say 24% of people getting abortions are Catholic. 17 are mainline Protestants.
Man, in that church, they be going in church houses, man. No, but
well, let me finish out the percentages. 13 are evangelical Protestant. 8 are other religion, and 38% are no religious affiliation. So, and no religious affiliation don't mean that they're not religious. There's a lot of people who say, I ain't a Christian, I ain't a Muslim, but I pray, I believe in God,
Yeah. Your family is it's crazy because I got a lot of Muslim on my family side and Christian. So it's like I understand that you raised in it.
What was that?
I said that a lot of people just don't want to, claim the influence that it has on them. But,
religion is very influential. People use religion to guide most of the decision making in life. So,
yeah.
So, the argument against abortion is frequently based on religion, as this article says. But I want everybody to keep in mind we have a separation of church and state for a reason. So you really shouldn't be using the Bible or religion to justify making laws. Is that a statement you'd agree with?
you wouldn't.
That
So
we shouldn't be using laws. I mean, we shouldn't be using religion to justify laws.
depending on what them law, I mean, it's certain laws that do justify religion. You get what I mean?
Nah, I don't know what you mean. Help me understand. You're saying, let me see if I understand what you mean. You're saying that there are some laws that come from, say, the Bible.
Yeah, I think some laws are through religion, certain religions. That's what I.
That's a tough one. They shouldn't be, actually.
I know, but I'm just saying, where would they?
Well, I think people are objecting to abortions on religious grounds a lot of times, whether they
Right,
will admit it or not. But
right, exactly.
we
That's
have
a
we
prime
have a
example.
separation. Well, I'm hearing you out, but we have a separation of church and state for a reason. Sometimes we can't tell whether people are trying to push God's will or push their own will. That's why we need to have laws that's based on rationality rather than religion. And if that was the case, I mean, come on now. We already going against a lot of stuff in the Bible with the laws. I
Right.
mean,
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that a lot of laws came from religion. That's what I mean.
I don't really think so, though. I think that might be your perception,
Okay.
but people knew that killing was bad way before the commandments came out. People knew that stealing was bad way before the commandments came out. Those are certain um, social agreements, if you will, that predate the Bible. So that's
But
a whole nother discussion,
it's a
though.
whole
But
nother story. But yeah,
we
yeah,
could
we're
get
definitely getting away from it. But
we could get into that, though. I don't have a
we
problem
need
having
to
a
get into
discussion. I
that
think that's
because
all of the huh?
you said that we knew that killing was wrong, way back. But there's some instances where we give it legal right, where some countries can go into other countries and like a soldier or an army, or they can go do. Would you consider that the same?
I'm not sure if I understand what you're talking about. Would I consider what the same now?
You say killing when you said we knew killing was wrong, but if we were
Yeah.
to go to war with someone and we would have soldiers kill,
Well,
would
of
you?
course, we have exceptions for killing is not absolutely wrong. We know that we have laws that protect you, like by way of self-defense, right?
Right?
Cops sometimes kill people legally, correct?
Yeah.
So killing, we know that is justified in certain situations, but murder,
Right.
before there was ever a Bible, there was a charge for murder. You
But
don't need.
people justify certain killings just on their, it could be done on their watch, and we've seen that in history where people have died, and it wasn't justifiable, like you're saying, as like, okay, we know it's wrong, but the law changed that where it wasn't as punishable. I'm just saying to where both ways. I'm saying to where the law, we were talking about the religion and law, and just like you were saying with the killing, sometimes the law just don't hold up to anything. It's just sometimes it's right and sometimes it's not. So it's just like a toss up to me. I feel like it's all in who's in power, and I don't feel like it has. Their religion probably has something to do with it. Whoever making the laws, I think. But now we have a better system of making laws. It's different now. But I'm saying when you was talking about religion, and yes, our foundation from the laws came on religion. We see
No,
how
they
it is.
didn't. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Those laws were not based on religion.
Or what? Certain laws, you mean? Yeah.
I would say no.
You would say no laws is pretty based on religion.
No, I think that the founding fathers knew the dangers of basing laws on religion and giving the church too much power. I think that's why they limited the power of the church when they were writing the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So what I'm saying to you is morality. The Bible isn't the only place to get morality from. Morality did not originate from the Bible. You could have laws that make sense without invoking God or religion. And in this country, we're supposed to have freedom to exercise your religion, but I'm supposed to have freedom from your religion too. What that means is you can exercise your religion, you can do what you want to do as a Christian, but you don't get to make decisions on my life based on your religion.
Right. So you basically saying the Bible is not a source, is not a reliable source of information to you.
I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. For me, I'm not following with what the Bible says, you know.
To you, it's not a reliable source of information.
I don't think it's a reliable source for morality. I'll say
Right.
that.
Oh, but it is a reliable source for information. You would agree?
No, I didn't say that.
You wouldn't say that. Okay.
No, I didn't say that. I don't think it's I don't think it's an accurate account of history.
Right.
I don't think it's the best place to get morality. As we know, there's rape that goes on in the Bible. You know, there's a story about daughters getting their father pregnant and not pregnant, excuse me, getting their father drunk and having sex with him, right? You know, you're familiar with that story?
No, I'm not familiar with that story.
Okay, there's arranged marriages in the Bible. There's a time where God killed everybody's firstborn in a town. There's times where angels took where there was a guy who offered his virgin daughters. You know, he offered his daughter's virginity to angels. You know, so there's all kind of weird stuff that goes on in the Bible where the morality is a little blurry. Remember, slavery is legalized and sanctioned in the Bible, and I haven't found any passages that make slavery an abomination.
Right.
Yeah, God went out of his way to talk about, you know, not eating shellfish, you know, but there's nothing in the Bible that says slavery is bad. There's stuff about how you should treat your slave master. So if you're asking me, is this an accurate, you know, source of morality? I'd have to say no. I think that slavery is the most consequential evil the world has ever known. You know, it's like the worst, probably the worst thing out there. And the fact that slavery is sanctioned in the Bible, and there's people, you know, deputized to be able to make other people slaves and stuff like that, I just don't get on board with it, you know. So that's why I think that there's a lot of trouble when you try to use the Bible to justify laws.
Yeah.
You know? But we don't even have to go that deep. Right. Our founding fathers separated church and state.
Right.
So if you're going to come up with reasons why you want abortion to, you know, be legal or not legal, you're going to have to make claims using logic and reason. You can't have magical explanations. You know?
Yeah.
Extraordinary explanation.
Yeah, it is a law now. That is a law where you can get in 1973. So it did turn into a law. So
yeah, right. So and then we have precedent since then. You know, things in place that shows that, look, this is what we're following. This is our position as a country on this issue. And it's funny because remember in the last episode I was saying that they're not going to stop at abortion. That's what I'm hearing smart people say, people who are smarter than me. It's in the media now that Charlie Kirk said that if you get rid of Roe v. Wade, anything is possible. So, you know, this is just the first step. If they could get rid of this, they're going to get rid of some other stuff that they don't like. You could already see that the Republicans are not too thrilled about gay people getting married. So that could be something that they go after. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
That'll be a big war there, man.
I think the abortion thing is going to be a big war. What about the 7 claims about abortions debunked or fact checked? What do you think about that article? Was there anything there that was a surprise to you?
Yeah, the one that was the biggest surprise to me was I think it was the one where the transgenders are getting
Oh yeah,
aborted.
so women ain't the only people getting abortions, you know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we can say that, but if that's how you want to put it, I mean,
Well, let's be on
fair.
point with what we. I'm going to look up the definition of transgender because I think a lot of us have a very tenuous grasp of what that
Right. And
means.
it'll get a little confusing, but I understand what you're saying. But like you said, man, you
What
felt like we got it, but you said, man, she made a decision, and I felt like we could that be
well, you asked the question. I think we should answer that question. I don't want to move past that. You said that the part about well, I don't know if you asked the question, but I think it's important that we be in agreement about what the word transgender means, or else we're just talking past each other. You could be saying transgender and meaning one thing, and I could be hearing something completely different. So, what does transgender mean to you?
transgender means to me when you are when you are the gender that you weren't born with. When you are, you know, you weren't born as this gender, but that's what a transgender means to me.
Okay. So, if you were born biologically as a man and
Right.
you are living your life as a woman, you would consider that to be transgender.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much what I was thinking too. But when I look on Google, I'll go ahead and screen share just so we could be on the same page. It says transgender is an umbrella term for persons whose gender identity, gender expression, or behavior does not conform to that typically associated with the sex to which they were assigned at birth.
Yeah. It's basically the same thing that we said.
Hmm, basically the same thing. I wonder how that works with people who are like, I don't know if this is the correct term, but hermaphrodites. Oh, look, this is something interesting. For example, a transgender person may identify as a woman despite having been born with male genitalia. All right, pretty much, pretty much what we were saying. So I think that you knew that that could happen before. If somebody's biologically born a woman and they're living the life as a man, you know they can still get pregnant, right?
Yeah, of course,
Okay, so
definitely.
it shouldn't be that much of a surprise to you. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
that when I say that when I say women are the only ones getting pregnant, right? I don't mean a man biologically born as a man getting pregnant. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if they're living their life as a man, right? You dressing as a man. It says you're a male on your ID. You have a wife. You got a kid. You want me to refer to you as him,
Right.
his. If you wind up pregnant, I'm gonna say that's the dude who got pregnant. And honestly, that happened to some people at my high school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a girl living, well, a biologically born woman living her life as a man, identifying as a man, and she was with a biological born male, but he identified as gay, and they were together, and one of them got pregnant. The one that was biologically born as a woman got pregnant, and there was a story about it and everything. And shout out to them. That's great. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. It's not bothering me, but I'm just letting you know that this is something that I've been seeing happen for years. And you know, if she living her life as a man, she should have access to an abortion, right?
As man, yeah.
That's all it is. Oh, man. So it gets a little confusing to talk about it, but it's not that confusing when you
No,
really.
it's not that. It's really like normal, but it's
Yeah, I mean, now it's normal. People were hiding it before. I think we're in a society where it's like, look, man, be you, and I think that's good. I like reality. I like realness. I'm a realist. So be who you are.
Yeah.
Live your life. It's not no skin off my back.
Right.
It's not bothering me at all, bro.
For real. All right. So man, we had a good show for him today, man. What you anything you want to top it off with?
No, man, just I want the people to go ahead and holler at me on the Facebook at Jaw Israel at Facebook.com. Get involved in discussion. We want some more audience participation. Don't we, Bob?
Yeah, we love that. We love that. So
There's some people who reach out to me in my DM and they might have an opinion about something they see us talking about, but they won't get in the comments and say something. Like, speak your mind, man. We won't even get people calling in, you know what I'm saying? Just to weigh in on some of the topics with us. Since we always going live too. It would be good to call some people in and maybe they could
I think that'll be the best, man. We need to the next time you on Facebook and you get a topic where someone speaks passionately and strong about them, tell them, hey man, I would love to bring you on so we can really have a debate on what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And see if they accept the invite.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But I like real content from people who's passionate so I can see, get the points and we can put the evidence together.
Yeah. And I think it's going to help me become a more effective communicator.
Me too. Yeah.
I want to be a better listener and learn more things so I can make more effective decisions. And that's how we learn, by bouncing ideas off of each other, seeing if our beliefs could withstand questioning, and just have that dialogical reasoning going on. That's what I want. So I always welcome people to share their opinions because I learn so much from talking to other people.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be looking forward for that for the show, man. I can't wait to talk to some people that feel very passionate,
definitely
about what they believe in. So, because those are the best people to talk to, because they're gonna be passionate. But now I can show, we can see where does their passion and belief, lie. I like to definitely challenge that. So, hey, man, next time you're on that and you see that. We're welcome over here at Shrewd News, man. We are here. We want all the smoke. You get me?
I don't want it to be like a no, but I like your energy, but I just want to let people know that we're not necessarily. Well, I speak for myself.
Right. Yeah. You can.
I want to make it clear that we're not going to be adversarial. I did it again. I'm not going to be adversarial for the sake of just being adversarial. We can have a difference of opinion and stuff like that, but I want this to be more of a collaborative learning process. Like, we could be learning from each other. You could correct me on some shit. I welcome that. I love having my mind changed because I see correction as another step closer towards perfection. So it don't necessarily have to be a me against anybody type of thing. If you got something to bring to the table, bring it to me. I'm all ears.
Right. I just love the debate. I like to, bring two passions together where two people are passionate and we can really, dialogue and see the reasoning between two and really break it down. I'm very interested in that. So I love passionate people who feel strongly about things because,
For sure, my brother. For sure, my brother.
So, hey, man, that's it for this show, man. We're going to give y'all, we're going to give y'all a show. We try to give y'all a great show every time, but look out for us, man, because we got some
we get more consistent with the shows. Our last episode was the most viewed so far that we had on this channel.
Listen,
last time I checked, it was at a whopping 22 views or something like that.
Right. I mean, but hey, listen, these topics I'm seeing other channels. We bring in the topics first, so it's like you know, our content is just real good. So I just know it's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah.
better.
We don't. I mean, we do. So I've seen us talk about some things quicker than other people. But even if we're not the first to talk about it, I think that we
Yeah.
approach it in a savvy way. I think that we're trying to be objective and we try to come with
An analytical
facts. You know.
viewpoint. Yeah.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna say too much. Oh, let me go ahead and take my shot. I have my little libation
Oh
this
yeah,
whole
you ain't
time,
do it.
man.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You didn't say nothing wrong. I was trying to save this shot for when you said something. I was like, oh, what? You disagree? I'm about to take the shot and just let your ass have it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. So we're gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure y'all, if you like content like this, go ahead and give us a like. Go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah.
Look out for us. All right. So hey, peace.